Recently I did take a little trip to the countryside, which I would probably call like a songwriting retreat or a holiday. But my intention with this trip was to change the environment in order to be more creative, because one of my goals for the end of February was to record some type of vocal demos of the next single after Ahead of the Storm. I have almost like an album worth of material that needs to be finished, but they basically need some kind of production and vocal melodies and lyrics. So having a little retreat where I take away all the possible distractions was probably the best choice to do so, because I've used the same environment to write and record the tracks for my previous releases. So that was one of the main goals, but the goals were this. Number one was record the acoustic version of the song Ahead of the Storm, write vocal melodies and lyrics for the next single and have like a demo take of it, record acoustic tracks as a freelance musician for another artist that I'm collaborating with. One of the other goals that I wanted to do during this trip was to do some like this mandatory office work that an indie artist should do, which is trying to get gigs. So I sent some emails and formed some application forms in order to get some gigs for me as an individual artist. Besides that, it looks like I'm getting some gigs as a freelance musician as well. So everything looks pretty nice for the next summer or in the near future. But the first thing that I decided to do was to record acoustic version of the new original song Ahead of the Storm. It came out just recently. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. Please do so and check out the acoustic version of that song too. Recording that acoustic version wasn't that easy because I never really practiced that acoustic track with a click track. So that made it a little bit harder for me to record, because my intention was to record different takes with video and then synchronize it all together. And once I realized that I haven't practiced the song that way, I realized that I had some problems. First of all, I had to figure out what was the actual tempo of the song that goes through the whole thing. But once I figured it out, I think I did like 4 takes on the first day, just for the video recording purposes, and then recorded 1 take that was the audio that you can hear on the final version of the song. I didn't use any overdubs or auto-tune, so it's really raw take of the song. You can probably hear it on that video too. And after that, I started to work on the acoustic tracks for another artist, and I think they came out pretty nicely. I had to figure out like right way of doing my job with this track, and here's a little bit how it sounds like. Here I used a little bit of capo on the guitar and tried to figure out the voicings that complement the song. Unfortunately, I can't really share anything else of that song. So you hear some nice chord voicings that were done with my PRS SE AX20E. So that's what you can hear basically with the condenser microphone. I think it's called AKG C214, and that's the microphone that I used. And then I used the piezo signal, which is I think Fishman piezo preamp, and then the pickups, and I blended them together, and that's where the sound is from. Based on the feedback that I got from that take, it seems that I'm going to then record my guitar tracks on the final version of the song. So I'm really looking forward to that, because it's then something else that really probably helps me to do my job better as a musician. It challenges me to do something differently, and I think it helps me to do the rock or metal music a lot better. It's always great to play music, no matter what the genre is. So once I recorded those acoustic guitar tracks, I started working on the song that I think I used a working title, Where the Safe Path Ends. But because I have quite similar song name already, I decided to switch it to Beyond the Safe Paths. And for this song, I used my trusty notepad to gather up ideas. And besides that, I had like a little conversation with ChatGPT about the song itself, but the AI didn't write me anything. I only just wrote my narrative idea for that and asked for a feedback. Other than that, I have to admit that just writing out the lyrics for this song came out pretty naturally, and it was easy to write. So I did really raw takes for the vocals for this song and the lyrics, and after that I realized that the vocal melodies didn't really work as intended. So I started working on the rhythm or the pacing of the words. But the worst part was that I started to get sick and couldn't really sing. So I'm giving it a little bit more time to figure it out how to do those vocal lines, if I need to add something or take out something, or just figure out how to do it. I have to admit, at this point, it's really rewarding to realize that yet another song is about to see the daylight. This song has been in the progress, or I've been working on it since 2022. I started writing it around the same time. So the process of this song wasn't easy, but I'm going to share it as well on this channel. So make sure to also subscribe for that content. And also, like, on my Patreon page, you can see a little bit more like behind the scenes content of the recording process and additional takes. But when it comes down to the final progress on this retreat, yes, I did some like office work every day. But at the end of this retreat, once I couldn't really sing, I decided to work on the intro track for the album, because during this trip, once I wasn't working on the songs, I was also putting more thought process for the release, and it made sense for me to release a set of songs and make a story of its own that way. So I'm having like a theme album as well. And for that, I'm going to write some new music. So I thought this album would need an intro track. So during these evenings, once I couldn't really sing or didn't feel like singing, I decided to then start writing this intro. I had the ideas already for it, so I just gathered them up and tried to make it work. And I'm quite happy what I figured it out. It still needs a little bit of work, but it is what it is right now. So I have to admit that I'm really happy how everything turned out, even though I couldn't really meet each goal that I had, but it really helped me to move forward with these songs. Could I recommend this for another artist? I'd say try it and see if it works. Maybe it's not for everyone, but for me it was really helpful. So at the end of this video, I think it makes sense to share a little bit of the new music I worked on, and stay tuned for more about the music and the process of creating this new release, because there will be a lot of things to share about it. So that's how I basically started working on the next single of the new release. So thanks a lot for watching and see you on the next one. Bye.